The early 90s, 2000s, the golden era of some of the best rom-coms that we have gotten.
You said you were gonna make me love you. Remember? You were right.
I don't want you to get too excited. It's only on loan.
Although within recent years, it seems as though rom-coms are making a comeback, they just aren't the same 90s rom-coms that we had back in the day. These movies told a story clearly, and there was no overacting with the actors. And yes, the ending is almost always predictable, but we still enjoyed them. We also had some of the best actresses and actors that played in the 90s and early 2000s movies that also contributed to these movies being so iconic and was also a part of their rise in Hollywood. We got movies like Pretty Woman, She's All That, Never Been Kissed, Love and Basketball, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, which is my personal favorite and I've watched over 10 million times, Brown Sugar, and so many others. But what happened? It seems as though after the early 2000s, rom-coms were just on the decline. It seems to me as though production companies got greedy and a bit lazy due to their previous success with rom-com. And it was no longer about quality, but quantity and who could put out the best rom-com movie. In the 90s and 2000s, you had men who weren't afraid to show their love and affection for the women in their lives.
I love you so much. I miss you.
I'm scared.
And I'm miserable. I can't breathe without you. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
And if they wanted something, they were sure to go after it. Now, in today's times, we have men who are afraid of showing their emotions because they are so scared of being labeled a simp. Now, I find this word to be simply abused and just overused because it seems as though a man cannot be nice to a woman without being labeled a simp. I don't understand what's so wrong with a man showing his feelings, affection, and showing the woman in his life that he cares about her and he loves her. It's like the things that are considered basic human decency are labeled as simp behavior for a man, which makes absolutely no sense to me. I also don't understand why men seek another man's validation when it comes to his relationship, and with women as well. I don't understand why people involve other people who are not in their relationship that are on the outside into their relationship. And while the word jealousy may be overused when it comes to someone giving their opinion in your relationship, I mean, sometimes that really is the truth, especially within male friendships. I feel as though men can be more jealous than women when it comes to their friendships with their friends. Now, if you guys are like me, then you love a good old classic cheesy rom-com, man running through the airport, roses in the air, proclaiming his love for you.
So Margaret, marry me. Because I'd like to date you.
And just all the bells and whistles that are a part of 90s rom-com movies. The 90s and 2000s were just much simpler times. Everything wasn't picked and pulled apart. We actually enjoyed movies about love and traditional relationships and watching people fall in love like our grandparents did. And if you are more of a traditionalist when it comes to marriage and relationships, as well as wanting someone to give you all the things you deserve and having high standards when it comes to love, there isn't anything wrong with that. Don't let others who are insecure and don't believe they deserve better, or who simply have never been loved, make you believe no one is good for you and that true love doesn't exist. Also, don't let society tell you how you should navigate in your relationship. And that's the key word here. The relationship is yours and it is between two people. It seems as though people just have a hard time accepting the fact that not every relationship operates the same. Not every woman wants to be in a 50-50 relationship and get in crumbs. And no one has the right to control what you want in a relationship, especially a bunch of people online who more than likely have never had a successful relationship nor saw what a healthy, stable relationship looks like. Some of these people get online, grab a microphone, and create videos giving relationship advice as though they're experts simply because they like the sounds of their own desperate attention-seeking voices. But they haven't experienced good love, true love that wasn't toxic and damaging. But back to rom-coms. Rom-coms saw a major decline when superheroes came to the forefront. And I don't know about you guys, but anything Marvel, I am here for and have loved since a child. Oh, and I'm waiting for Deadpool to come out in 2024. However, this wasn't good for rom-com movies due to the enormous fan base of DC and Marvel, as well as the major production backing of these films. The more superhero films were released, the less rom-coms were produced. And if they were few and far in between. Also, this may be an unpopular opinion, but I actually loved J-Lo in 2000s rom-coms.
Just so you know, the crying bits are getting old. Just so you know, Kevin likes his girls thin. Oh, well, I could always get liposuction. I've been meaning to ask, is it painful? There was a part of me that wanted to see what it felt like to have someone like you look at me the way you did just once.
Even though people think her acting is mediocre, I don't really mind it, and I think she's a decent actress. Not everyone can be Meryl Streep, darling. Sony, Columbia, and Paramount Pictures were the production companies who are responsible for some of the most iconic, popular rom-com films we got today. And once they were no longer back in these films, it seems as though that's when rom-coms for certain hit a major decline. And while some have argued that these movies are unrealistic and set women up for failure, I believe the complete opposite. I believe that some sort of delusion is needed when you require certain things in a relationship. Now, I'm not saying to require $50 million in a private jet and you guys are going to Paris tomorrow. However, if you believe that you deserve nice things and good things, why not be a little delusional? And sometimes delusion is not always a bad thing. I think some form of delusion when it comes to certain things can be good. Because when you believe it, you can achieve it. And if you believe that you deserve these things, they will come to you. And that is it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. I will be doing a part 2 of Black rom-coms. And don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to support even more, you can hit the thanks button. And I will catch you guys in the next video.